Hey there, this is Wesley, and I was just surfing through the many channels that I look at, and I came across a interesting video for, it was on the Tranny Star Galactica YouTube site, and it was question 159, how you felt when you first got, let me read how they wrote it here. Asked to describe the feeling you had when you first had your hormone, shot, patch, pill, whatever. And then the bonus question was, if you could be a superhero, who would you be? It's okay to create your own. So, when it comes to the injection, to the hormone, and how I felt when I first got it, I actually made a video of it, but I think I lost the footage somewhere before I could put it up. But I remember going to the doctor's office and getting that prescription. And I walked downstairs. Actually, I didn't walk downstairs. That probably would have been a bad thing. I actually took the elevator downstairs, and as soon as I got downstairs into the lobby, I sat down by this fountain, and I just had this overwhelming rush come over me. And it was a huge relief, a feeling of relief, and I just felt so lighthearted and alive. And then the very next second, I just had this overwhelming dread, because I hadn't told my mother yet at that time, and in my mind, in order for me to be okay to take the testosterone, I had to tell her first. And I had that dread of, oh my God, how am I going to tell her? And I cried. I actually cried a little bit when I was there. And that's before I even had the testosterone in hand. So I collected myself. I went and got the bottle. And the original one I got was a multi-use vial. And I remember getting home, and I looked at it for a while. I was home alone that day. My partner was at school, yeah, because she was still at school at that point. And so I had the bottle, and I took pictures of it when I got it in the car. I was like, oh, look, here it is, I'm showing it off. And I probably have that file somewhere, but anyway. And again, I was just real excited. And I got home, and I put it away. I didn't tell my partner that I had gotten it. And I started thinking about how I was going to tell my mother. And I told myself I told myself that I was not allowed to do that until I told my mother. And I think I sat on the prescription for, I think, about a week, and was thinking about how to tell my mother, Eventually, I wrote her a letter, and I sent her the book, Just Add Hormones. And once I sent that in the mail, I sent it out on Wednesday, I believe, or Tuesday or Wednesday. That night, I went home and I did my first injection. And I look at the needle I'm supposed to use, and it's just huge. And I was just so nervous. And I sat there, made sure I cleaned everything. I think I cleaned everything like twice. I was making sure everything was extra clean, and I was trying to make sure I had a good angle, because you're supposed to inject it at a certain angle, and I just remember being really nervous about it. And I stabbed that thing in my leg, and oh, did it hurt. It hurt so bad the first time. And didn't hit a vein or anything, and I did everything, and pulled it out, and massaged my leg, and I mean, it was a rush, but it hurt, and I mean, my leg was sore for the next week. But it was having done it, as soon as I sent that letter to my mom, again, I had that rush again, and that feeling of being free and a weight off my shoulders, and it was great. I mean, I was like, wow, there's no turning back. This is in stone now. I know after one shot of testosterone, have a huge difference that happens. So if I did stop, it would have been a big thing. But in my mind, it was no turning back. It's in stone. We're going forward. We're getting this done. We're doing it. Now, as far as the bonus question, when it comes to the superhero, and I always wanted to be a shapeshifter of some sort, because in my mind, if you're a shapeshifter, that takes most of the powers right there. You know, the power of flight, you switch into a bird, you know, you change into something that can fly. I mean, just think about how much freedom and how great that feels, you know? So I always thought if I had a superpower, if I was a superhero, I would have something to do with shape-shifting. Another thing, though, I mean, if I had to think of one that is already in existence, I'd really like to be Wolverine. I mean, as odd as that, you know, I guess that's being uber manly. I mean, that's just like, I mean, he has that animal raw, you know, that rawness about him. There's still some humanity in him, and I really liked that. And because of his, you know, healing, he ages slower, but he won't live forever, you know. And I don't want to live forever or anything like that. I just think maybe a little longer, which is fine. But yeah, I really liked Wolverine. I mean, I think that's, you know, a pre-existing superhero I would go to be would be Wolverine. And toughness, but he also likes the outdoors, and I really like the outdoors. You know, you live out in the woods or whatever. And but then again, I didn't read a lot of comics like that when I grew up, so I can't really think of a lot of the superhero I would go for if I chose somebody who was pre-made. If I had to pick a woman that was pre-made, you know, there's not a lot that I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, let me think about that for a minute. Okay, I can't think of a female superhero off the top of my head. I even went online to Wikipedia and looked at list of superheroines and just was trying to look at their names, and none of them really jumped out at me. So, I really can't think of a female one. So, yeah, anyway. So, that's my video on what superpower I would have. Again, it'd be shape-shifting. I also like, not necessarily mind reading, but like empathy. Kind of know what people are feeling in regards to a situation, because I think that could really help untense some situations and not really invade in privacy, because I would always think that mind reading is kind of an invasion of privacy. So, another thing I'd like to be able to do, if I could invent something, that would be my question to you guys, is if you could invent something, what would you invent? I would love to invent something that could record your dreams. Kind of like the, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Final Fantasy, Spirits Within. Great movie. Love the animation. But they have a machine in there that can record your dreams, and I've always wanted to have one of those. I've always wanted to know if something could be made that you could wear, or just, you know, put on the side of your head, just to record your dreams, and, you know, then you can go back and watch them. Because I know I have some really vivid dreams, and I'd love to be able to do that. Of course, a holodeck is really nice too, but oh, that's a toss-up between a holodeck and something to record your dreams. That's really hard. But anyway, so yeah, if you guys want, you know, put up what would be something you would invent. So, all right, thanks for watching, and see you guys around. Bye.